Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here, back with a new movie. The name of this movie is What If Naruto Was Born a Senju? And yeah guys, it's an unscripted movie as well. So yeah, if you haven't, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without further ado, let's begin with our story. Our story begins in the Senju clan compound, as we see inside a room. The wife of Batsuma, Senju, was there, giving birth to twins. As after a while of screaming, the cries of children were heard from the room as the clan head walked inside. As his eyes softened at the sight of his two sons, one of them had brown hair and chocolate brown eyes. The other one had blue eyes, similar to that of the mother, and yet all the blonde hair, which didn't match the both mother and father, but it was still their son. As he asked his wife, "So, what should we name them?" As we decided, Hashirama for the oldest, and for the youngest, Naruto. Is it okay? Maelstrom. It does have a nice ring to it, Kyoki. I like it. May our clan prosper under one of their rule. Only time will tell. For now, let's just let them grow and rest. Right, honey? Yes, dear, yes. Both of them said. Time skip. 3 years later. As we see inside the Senju clan council room. Batsuma-sama, we have to do something about the Uchihas. They are getting more ferocious in their attacks, and they are overpowering our Senjus and attacking our clan convoys whenever we go outside to trade or get some goods or supplies. I see. So what do you propose? Asked Batsuma to one of his generals. I think we should attack head on. It's time we take the war to them. It is what they want. Yes, I know. For the past 15 years, there was no conflict between us. A little scuffle here and there, but it seems that the Uchihas are getting way out of hands. As they were discussing how to attack the Uchihas, we see both Hashirama and Naruto, 3 years of age, were rushing outside of the compound playing with each other. Nay, Hashirama Nissan, wait, where are you going? Come on, Naruto, follow your Nissan or otherwise you'll be left behind, said Hashirama, giggling as the little kid was running outside towards the forest, and his little brother following behind him. As both of them were playing tag with each other and were already strong for the age of their child, they could already dash at the ninja speed, which were similar to that of Chunin level. And not only that, they had already unlocked their chakras, so they could tree climb and water climb. They were working on the waterfall climb, but yeah, they were 3-year-old kids, so what they achieved was pretty much good for now. As they were rushing and dashing, hopping from tree branch to tree branch, as they came into a clearing, there were a river in the center, as the other half of the forest was on the other side. As both of them stopped at the sight of a black-haired boy sitting there. He had short hair to the shoulder length and black eyes. As he looked towards both of them, "Who are you?" he asked. "This is my spot, get out of here." As Naruto then said, "Hey, no fair, we found it as well. Plus, your side of the forest is there, and it is our side of the forest." As Hashirama then backed his little brother up. "Yeah, we're going to play here, and there's nothing you can do about it." "Oh yeah? You wanna go, huh?" said the little kid on the other side. Try me," Naruto said. As the little kid performed the hand seals and sucked huge proportion of air inside his body, as he then yelled, "Fire style, great fireball jutsu!" Naruto and Hashirama saw a huge fireball coming towards them. "What? Is that a jutsu?" Naruto then put his hands together, and so did Hashirama in front of his face to protect themselves. As suddenly, from beneath the ground, huge dome of wood erupted and covered both of them. As the fireball hit the dome, it vanished, leaving the wood as it was, and suddenly the wood dropped slowly as the both kids were shocked inside as well, as was the black-haired kid. as the kid asked, "What's your name?" "My name's Naruto. And this is my Nissan, Hashirama. What's yours?" "My name is Madara." "Huh, Madara. So what's a boy like you doing all here alone, boy?" "Who said I'm a boy?" said the black-haired, kid. "I'm a girl." "Wait, what? Then why are you dressed as a boy?" Hashirama asked, cutting the two off. As the Madara girl now rolled her eyes. "Well, I was just playing here because it is my spot, my personal private spot, as I said to you two. Now you can leave before I set another fireball at you." "Yeah, let's go," said Hashirama. "We don't want to be here. You can keep this place to yourself." Stinky person," said Hashirama, now getting mad, as Naruto just looked at her in surprise. She's a girl. But how? As the both children returned back to their home safely. Time skip. Time went by as their training did. It was already 3 years later that now they were 6 years of age and were training with Kenjutsu, as Batsuma was watching both of the sons spar, and it was a time that their little brother came running towards them. He had white hair and 3 scars, or marks, on his face. He had yellow eyes. His name was Tobirama Senju, their little brother, as both of the brothers stopped and sheathed their swords, as Tobirama tackled Naruto to the ground, hugging him and laughing, as Madara had a dark cloud on his head as he was depressed and was now hugging his knees. As at the side of his sons just playing with each other, Batsuma sighed. "Well, kids, that's enough. Head inside, it's time for lunch. Or otherwise your mother will get angry. Remember?" As 3 of the kids flinched and ran inside the house. Time skip in the evening. As the family was having dinner, Batsuma decided to speak up. "Naruto, Hashirama." "Yes, father?" both of the kids said. "Well, tomorrow will be a match held, which will be watched by everyone inside the clan to decide who is better suited and powerful to be a leader between you two brothers." "What?" asked his wife. "Honey, please stop. It is a tradition passed down from generation to generation in Senju clan compound. It will be a non-lethal battle. That is one thing that is changed in us. You will spar with each other and show us your skills, and we will, see who is better suited to be a leader." Naruto then said, "I don't want to lead, father." "What?" Batsuma said, as did Hashirama, and Tobirama also looked at Naruto in surprise. "What do you mean, Nissan? You're cool and much stronger than Hashirama Nissan," as Hashirama had a dark cloud on his head, as everyone chuckled. "No, Tobi, I just don't want responsibility. I want to be free. I want to experiment. I want to learn. Hopefully travel." "No, Naruto, we are over this discussion." "Yes, father, I know, but I want to learn more about Fuinjutsu and other stuff. Except for Kenjutsu and Taijutsu, and our clan, jutsus. But Naruto, it is our heritage. You should know about this," Batsuma said with a frown. "But father, we are already learning that. I just want to add more to my arsenal. I want to learn more." "Is that too much to ask?" "I'm sorry, Naruto, it is. You know how the situation is going on. Maybe if there was peace, it was possible, but not now, as the time it is. Then I have to just achieve peace. That is all," Naruto said as he got up. "I don't want to fight. You can give this post to Hashirama. He's much better suited for that." As everyone watched Naruto leave, as Batsuma sighed, as his wife put her hand on his shoulder. "It's okay, honey. I know, but why does he act like that? He's just getting into that age of rebellion, that's all. And you know how he is. He just wants to be free from the responsibilities and do his own thing. That is what our little Minstrom wants. So maybe we should give him. Plus, Hashirama is kind." "Well, I guess then Hashirama is the new leader of the Senju clan." As Hashirama just looked at his father. "But wait, what? Then there will be no test tomorrow?" "Yes, Hashirama, there will be no test." "Awesome! I just passed the test. Hey, Tobi, am I cool now?" Yeah, you wish, Nissan. Naruto Nissan is much cooler than you. Wait, what? Hashirama was now sitting on the ground, hugging his knees and had a dark cloud on his head as he was crying. As the mother of the children chuckled as Barsuma face palmed himself. I fear for my clan's, safety in the future if I'm going to leave it in this boy's hand. I don't understand. Why does Naruto want to be free from the responsibility? I know he is the younger sibling here between Hashirama and him, but he's much more level-headed and thinks carefully through. He thought to himself, well, anyway, I have to go to council and tell them that Naruto isn't interested in the post and Hashirama is, the new leader in the future. As on the other side, Naruto walked outside the clan compound, still thinking about his fight with his father. Or so he thought. Man, I shouldn't have said those things. Oh man, now I regret saying those things, but I just want to be free. I don't want to be binded down with responsibilities that I don't like. I just want to learn, experiment, and be my own person, not the leader of the Senju clan. If only there was a place where we could all live peacefully with other clans. There might be opportunities for us to learn and share our skills. He talked out loud to himself, as when he realized he was where he met the girl 3 years ago, that old girl. As then he heard, "What are you talking about?" said a figure appearing out of the other side of the river, which had dark hair down to shoulder length, much more feminine in feature. Naruto, after seeing the girl, his eyes widened and his jaw dropped. She's beautiful, he thought. As the girl then said, Oi, what are you staring at? Nothing, you're just pretty, that's all. As he covered his mouth with his both hands. Did I said that out loud? I'm sorry, I didn't. As the girl just spotted a blush there and then, as she looked away. Well, you certainly are a pervert to say that to a girl. Much less the one who is not even your wife. Now you have to take responsibility. Oh no, my father is going to kill me. Hey you, she said. What? You have to marry me now. Wait, what? Well, you just called me pretty, and my mother said only a husband has the right to call his wife pretty. Or a father has the right to call his daughter pretty. And as you are none of them, you just called me pretty, so you are now engaged to me. Wait, what kind of logic is that? Naruto said. I just called you pretty because you are. Aha, there you said it again. Now you have to marry me. Oh man, my father is going to kill me when he finds this out. And now it was the time from the other side that the Uchiha clan head walked out. As he looked towards the kid. That kid, he's a senju. As he then said, Madara, it's time for us to return. As both father and daughter looked at each other, as the daughter sighed and nodded, Yes, father. As the girl was starting to walk away, the father looked behind and said to the child, You should go back home too, kid. It's dangerous out here. Sorry, sir. Thank you. And please tell her that I just said what I said. It was nothing more. I just thought that she was pretty, that's all. As the father just grunted as the kid left. Back in the Uchiha compound, in the night as the daughter and the mother was sitting. Madara, is there something you want to tell me? Well, what do you mean, Ka-san? Your father saw you with a boy who was a senju. What? I didn't know that the boy was senju. I see, so what did you talk about? Nothing, that idiot boy just called me pretty. And there was sudden heat coming to my cheeks and my heart was beating out of my chest. That's all. It was weird. As the mother then chuckled, surprisingly. Well, my dear, it looks like it was love at first sight for both of you. What? What do you mean, Ka-san? You'll understand, Mother-chan, when you grow up. As we have another time skip. It was now 4 years later. Naruto Hashirama was 10 years of age. As Tobirama was 6, they had another brother born, Itami Senju. The child had half black and half white hair, resembling both Hashirama and Tobirama. On the other side, Tobirama still laughed and acted like a kid in Naruto's presence, but in the presence of other, he was a level-headed kid. No one understood why Tobirama behaved like this, but it was what it is. For Tobirama, it was like that Naruto was the only person in the whole clan that could understand him and he could talk to. And he was so level-headed that he even made Tobirama feel like a child. And that is why he acted like that in front of Naruto. On the other side, in front of his brother Hashirama, he was the one who was more responsible. Even in the whole clan, he was the most responsible person. As we see Naruto, Hashirama and Tobirama training again at the same lake. As Tobirama was practicing his water jutsu, and this is the only lake nearby them, and that is why they were here to practice. As we see shurikens coming from the other side, as Naruto then said, "Mokutan, wood hand," as a giant hand from wood made out of wood erupted from the ground, as the shuriken struck at the hand, which protected both Hashirama and Tobirama. As we see a battle-armed girl, 10 years of age, with Sharingan in her eyes, made its way towards the outing. "I told you, this was my place many years ago. It is too hard to understand, senju." "I see, so you really are an Uchiha, pretty girl," Naruto said, as the girl blushed again after seeing Naruto. "He's grown kind of hot and handsome over the years." Bad Madara. She cleared her thoughts after shaking her head, as she narrowed her eyes at him. I just want to battle with you. Those two, I don't care. If you win, then you will leave here alive. If you lose, either you marry me or get killed." "Wait, what? Are you still on about the pretty whole thing that I said?" "Yes." My mother said that as she blushed and looked away and mumbled, "It was love at first sight." "Wait, what? I can't hear you." "I said it was love at first sight. For both of us." "Well, yeah. I kinda couldn't forget about you." That is why we are going to have a battle. And if you lose, you will have to marry me. If you win, I either kill you or you leave, never to be seen again. When we arrive and meet each other again, I will kill you then." Oh man, this girl and her logics. I don't get it. Fine, I guess. As Naruto stood up and got into battle's ready stance, as both Hashirama and Tobirama looked at him. "Nissan," Tobirama said, as Hashirama said, "Naruto, what are you doing? We have to go back. You go ahead and retreat. Don't tell father about this. This is between me and her. Now leave." Unknown to both of the children, both Batsuma and the Uchiha clan head, I don't know his name, so sorry, yeah, I'm just going to name him as the Uchiha clan head, okay? We're watching alongside the clansmen in the shadows, in the trees, hidden. As Batsuma was surprised by Naruto's sacrifice of himself, leaving himself vulnerable in front of the enemy, who might have backup behind her, as his first priority was to get his brothers to safety. "But Naruto, we can help." "No, leave now." "It's not a request. It's an order," Naruto said, as both brothers nodded as they left. After walking for a few minutes inside the woods running, as Hashirama then stopped and said, "Hey, aren't I the future leader? How come he gets to order me around?" "Baka Nissan, just follow me now. Naruto Nissan is already in trouble for doing what he's doing, so it is only natural that he gets us to safety if there is any more trouble out there. But we have to help him." "No, we are going to get help from the clan. We are going to tell them everything." As both of the children rushed back inside to the clan compound, on the other side the Uchihas were also surprised to see that the three of the children didn't gang up on her, as Naruto wanted a fair and square fight. As the Uchiha clan had said, "Now prove to me that you are worthy of her. Otherwise I will kill you," he said to himself, as Izumi Uchiha, who was also there, looking at her sister, was quite surprised at this. This boy is special, but how so that he has Ni-chan wrapped around his fingers? As down in the lake, both of the children clashed with each other. as there were huge ripples in the water. As they jumped away from each other, as Madara launched a huge fireball at Naruto. Naruto then said, "War style, great wave," as a huge wave, similar to that of a huge tsunami-sized wave, erupted from water there and engulfed the whole fireball. Not only that, it was also coming towards Madara, but it stopped midair. "Water dissolved," Naruto said as the water there and then dissolved back to the state it was, as everyone was quite surprised at this. "Naruto has been inventing new jutsus. I see. I'm proud of you, my son. What was that jutsu?" It was so much chakra in that water. It looks like the child is genius. Well, we shall see how he handles himself against Madara. She is the prodigy of our clan after all, he thought to himself. As then Madara then yelled, "Let's see how you handle this then," as she activated her Mangekyo Sharingan that she got after exchanging her eyes with her father after awakening them from almost killing her sister. She then said, after getting into her state, as a huge skeleton figure made out of chakra erupted from her body, as she then formed a hand seal and said, "How will you stop this?" as a giant meteor came down from the sky. Naruto's eyes widened, as he then said, "Fine, I guess I'll try that." As then suddenly he closed his eyes, his body was still, as suddenly a marking appears made out of red color from all around his eyes, as he then slapped his hands together and yelled, "Moketan, Wood Golem Jutsu!" as a giant wood golem appeared from the ground, ripping its chest, as in both hands he held the meteor, as then Naruto formed another hand seals. "Wood style, Wood Dragon!" as giant wood dragon erupted from the ground, as it came down crashing and crushing the meteor between its teeth. It was so huge. At the sight of this, everyone's eyes widened, as then Madara then said, "Fine, I'll just use this," as she got into full Susanoo, complete one, as Naruto on the other hand said, "Fine. This is the new jutsu that I developed, but it isn't tested yet." He got on the ground and said, after clapping his hands together, "Sage Arts, Wood Style, Shinju Senju," as a huge Buddha statue appeared from the ground, much larger than the Susanoo itself, as it had 1,000 hands behind it. 1,000 burning flames fist of the Buddha, Naruto said, as 1,000 fists of Buddha came down on Madara's Susanoo. After the 1,000 fists were done, only a small portion of the skeletal figure remained covering Madara from damages, as her whole Susanoo was destroyed and shattered. On the other side, both clans were quite surprised by the power displayed by both of them, but the Uchihas were surprised as well, as they saw how the Senju kid just destroyed the Susanoo, their powerfulest, defense. And not only that, their prodigy was also there, down injured. As then Naruto disbanded his jutsu and walked towards her. Madara was surprised when Naruto, instead of doing anything to her, put a hand over her as his hand started to glow green. "It's a new jutsu, don't worry, it will heal you." "What? What do you mean? There is no such jutsu." "Just watch and see for yourself." As the light glowed, and wherever it went, the scars, even the scratches, went away, and her chakra replenished some bit. After the whole process was done, Naruto got up. "Phew, that took a lot out of me." The markings started to disappear, and once they were gone, Naruto's eyes returned to normal. There were no marking. As suddenly, he put a hand towards her. "Here, get up," Naruto said as she got up. "I guess you can leave now." "No, I kind of like you. And the whole battle was that so we can test each other's power out. And you said so yourself that if I lose, so I will have to marry you, right?" She nodded. "Yes, but you won." "No, actually, catch me, cause I just ran out of chakra," Naruto said as he was unconscious in her arms. As the girl just blushed suddenly, as steam was coming out of her ears. "Wait, what? Oi, baka!" she said as she put him down near a stone, as she went down to her knees and was sitting there in traditional Japanese style, waiting for him to wake up. On the other side, both clan heads were surprised by this. for the words Naruto just said. And this was the time both of them got out, as did the clan, as they looked at each other. Batsuma, your son is strong and may be a threat to us in the future. What are you planning on doing? Nothing. As my daughter said, she has won the deal of her end, and this boy will be married to her in the future. I guess it is true. So, what do you say, Batsuma? Should we put behind our hatred and join finally hands together? It will be good, I guess. As both clan heads after that night decided how the marriage will take place in the future. As they discussed that, there were also trading routes discussed, and slowly but surely, when Naruto went on to visit the Uchiha clan compound, was surprised to see that many of the Uchihas didn't glare at him but gave him respectful nods and just only looked at him in awe and respect. And Naruto, after visiting them for months and helping them out and their children as well, earned their hearts. And they didn't hate Naruto. They still had hatred for the senjus, but to not such an extent to just go on and kill them by betraying them. They respected Naruto for who he was, and how powerful he was, and how kind-hearted he was. Naruto also helped them to achieve the Mangekyo Sharingan, other than just to, kill the one that is closest to you. And they were surprised to see that how easy it was, just to put the person who wanted to unlock it into a genjutsu unknown to him. And when the genjutsu is removed, the Sharingan was there in the chain straight. It was a Mangekyo Sharingan. It was already tried on Izumi Uchiha, and she was the one to achieve the Mangekyo Sharingan for the first time without, actually managed to kill or somewhere close to kill her relative. As the Uchihas were happy now, they didn't have to, kill one of their loved ones just to achieve power. They could get powerful. On the other side, Naruto also helped the senjus to, create no jutsus alongside with the Uchihas. As the time went by, it was already 2 years, and the Uchihas and the senjus were thriving. And many of the other clans saw this and were also making alliances between each other. As we see Naruto, who was 13-year-old, sitting in the riverbank. At first, he battled his fiancée and where he met her. As on the side of her was her none other than fiancée Madara herself, hugging his shoulder as her head rested on his shoulder. As she said, "What are you thinking, Naruto?" "Well, Madara-chan, I'm thinking that there should be a place here where all of the clans should come together and form a community." "Like what? Like a village?" "Yeah, like a village." "Thanks, Madara-chan, that's a nice idea." As she smirked, the classic Uchiha smirk. "Well, I am the great Uchiha heiress." Yeah, I get it." As both Naruto and Madara then went towards each other and closed the gap and kissed there. On the other side, in the bushes, from some distance from each other, were none other than Tobirama Senju and Izumi Uchiha, looking at them. She isn't trying to use her powerful eyes to control my Nissan, it seems. It seems my Nissan really loved that Uchiha. As an Uchiha heard it, "Your brother is the one who is corrupting my Nissan. I will not let my Nissan fall into a genjutsu of this powerful state any longer." "Oh yeah, you wanna go, Uchiha?" said Tobirama Senju to the girl with a sneer. Try me, Senju." As both of the children battled, as it got the attention of the elder siblings as they sighed. "Tobirama, Izumi-chan, come out," Naruto said as both of them got out. They had some bruises on their faces after, punching each other, as Naruto healed both of them, as bonked Tobirama's head, as Tobirama winced and said, "What was that for, Nissan?" "She's the one who started it." "Tobi, I know you hate Uchihas for, almost killing Itami, but they didn't do it. But he was still scared." "I know, but now we are friends with them. We have an alliance. They are our allies. You have to let go of your hatred. I'm just being cautious, is all." "I know, you are being cautious, but that doesn't give you the right to just spy on me. Well, I gotta go. Well, look at the time. Kashan will be mad if I stayed here for longer. I have study lessons with her. As he ran back to the compound. Why, you little brat, you're going to get it when I come home. Gomenasai! He yelled while running back to the compound. As Naruto chuckled alongside Madara. I'll sorry about that, Izumi-chan. As Izumi then shoved his hand away as he was about to heal her. As Madara got angry, her Sharingan activated as she said, Izumi, is that a way to treat your brother-in-law? He is not my brother-in-law. He's just corrupting you, Nissan. Nissan, that's all. He's not. We love each other. He's a good guy, even if he's a senju. Hey! Sorry, no offense. Well, fine. And now we are in a peaceful era. We don't have to shed any more blood. And let our younger generation bleed for our past crimes against each other. She said. As she then said, you should go back to home, sister. Mother might get worried where you are. She knows that I am already visiting Naruto-kun. I see, Nissan. I'll be going back. Sorry, brother, she said with a little bit of venom as she left. As Naruto sighed. Wow, I guess our siblings hate each other, huh? Yes, it seems so, Naruto. So, what are we going to do? Well, I gotta give this idea to father. You can tell this to Toho-chan as well. It was kind of weird to call the Uchiha clan head his Toho-chan. And, well, he's the one who insisted it, but it was quite weird to call him still. But Naruto reluctantly agreed to it. As Madara chuckled, well, see you later then. Yeah, miss you, Naruto said as she was walking away. She stopped and looked towards him. What do you mean? We're going to meet tomorrow, right? Yeah, about that. I'm going to the Uzumaki clan compound tomorrow with my Nissan. It seems that their clan heiress is getting arranged marriage with my Nissan there. You mean Hashirama, that buffoon? Yeah, I pitied that poor girl. Yeah, but she's quite level-headed, so I guess it'll be good. She might keep Nissan humble. Good for that idiot. So, don't go on behind me and cheat, otherwise I'll shove your ass with a giant sword. Powered by Amaterasu, get it? Yeah, I don't want those black flames of yours that will burn eternally near or inside anywhere in my body. So, pointedly nodded. Don't worry, plus, you're quite beautiful and you're the only one for me, so I don't need anyone else. As she blushed and they kissed and parted their ways. Time skip. After visiting back from the Uzumaki clan compound and being married to Mito Uzumaki, Hashirama was happy as both of them blushed when looked at each other. They were talking to each other as well. Naruto, while cringed at that, and missed somewhat his own fiancée as well. As they returned to their compound, everyone cheered and Hashirama was finally announced as the leader as Batsuma stepped down. As Naruto then talked about the idea that he and Madara had to his brother. On the other side, in the Uchiha clan compound, Madara also talked about the Naruto and her idea to her father. Her father agreed, and both of the clan heads now, the new Senju clan head and the previous Uchiha clan head, went together and recruited some other clans such as Inuzuka, Naras, Akamichis, Aburames, Hyugas. Even Uzumaki clans were offered, and some of them joined as well as, ambassador of their clan. So they made a Uzumaki clan compound as well. Namikazes were also the one. Saratobis were also joining as well. And some of the minor clans also joined in. As after somewhat years of negotiations and some of the travels and hard work of 5 years, the village known as Konohagakure no Sato came to being. As now it was time to decide who will be the leader. As it was decided that Naruto should be the first Hokage by the both Uchiha Council and the Senju Council, so that there shouldn't be any disturbance or mistrust between the two clans, as every other clan had also agreed to that. As Naruto was named as the first Hokage, and after seeing that the village was formed, known as Konohagakure Nasato in the Land of Fire, the other villages started to erupt as well. Kumogakure was the second one, Iwagakure as the third, Sunagakure as the fourth, and fifth was Kirigakure. Uzumaki also made their own village, known as the village hidden in the whirlpools, Uzushiogakure, but it wasn't as strong as the five because it held most of the Kakegenkai wielders' clans as much more, while Uzumaki was a village made out of the only one clan. But Naruto also went there and studied some of the seals from his sister-in-law. Naruto loved spending time with his family as well. Plus, he was already married to Madara as well this year and made the first Hokage. His face was engraved on the Great Monument as well as the first Hokage of the village hidden in the leaves. Time went by and Naruto established the Ninja Academy as it was necessary to train the future generation in the shinobi arts. After discussing and making a lot of schedules and schedules with the other clan compounds, it was finally decided which jutsus should be taught to their children in the academy, and the first batch was entered there, which was taught by the clan's shinobi by themselves, as the headband was also prepared and some weapons were also made there. Time went on, and it was time that Naruto was the Hokage for 10 years. There was no war because nobody wanted to go against Naruto, who was known as Kami no Shinobi at the time. And on the other hand, he had the backing of the other 9 bijus. Naruto didn't distribute them as well for peace treaty. He let them roam around and choose their locations freely. And he wasn't stupid to see that if he made or captured one of the bijus, other villages might try to do the same. So for the safety of the bijus, he made a seal so that they couldn't be sealed inside any human, so that they couldn't be used as weapon. After that, hearing that, the bijus reluctantly agreed, and they were kind enough to test out the seal as well. As Meteor tried to seal the Nine Tails, who agreed that he should be the test subject in herself, but the seal appeared and blocked all of her tries to capture the Nine Tails Biju and seal it inside of her. After seeing the result of the seal, everyone was quite surprised and were happy at how Naruto treated them and was worried about their safety. As Naruto was happy that they could be safe now, as they thanked him. Naruto didn't need their thanks, nor did he need their help. He just wanted them to live a peaceful life, away from their conflicts. And that is why he gave them a new place to stay at the corner of the elemental nation. It was a fine place where all of the elements in which each biju could live peacefully was located, as all the bijus were placed there, and a huge barrier made out of invisibility seal was created around the radius. It was such a big barrier that it took almost Naruto's all of the chakra, which was endless, in the senjutsu mode to create it. After that, Naruto was unconscious for 1 week, and the bijus were happy that Naruto now kept them safe, away from any other person's eyes. When he returned, there was the first, Kage Summit held, as many of the alliances were formed between the 5 villages, and because of Naruto being there, he was level-headed, and he, alongside with Tobirama, who was his advisor at the time, were able to create many alliances as well as get many allies out of all 4 villages. It was peaceful at the time, and they were happy as well, as one of the person was the only one in Elemental Nation who was quite mad about this. His name was Zetsu. Now he couldn't track down the 9-tailed beast because it was out of his reach, and there was no way he could get to them because he didn't knew at first, and second, if he found out where they were, he wasn't stupid to go on and head-on battle them all. So he needed a team, and that is why he decided to gather the shinobis who defected from their villages. Kakazu was the first one, and after getting him recruited, he made him immortal by giving him 5 hearts. Second one was none other than Jashin himself, an immortal who sacrificed people in the name of himself, and became a self-proclaimed god, a Rinnegan wielder who was defective out of Amegakure. He was born with these eyes and his people were afraid of him as what he could do, and plus they named him as Demon because of his weird eyes. He was born from a civilian family. That is why he was engulfed in hatred. These three were the strongest, and another one who had weird hand inside of his hand, who could mold clay into bombs as well. His name was Dai, as he was a little bit psychopath, but he was also recruited. These five were the new Akatsuki at the time, whose only goal was to capture the Bijus and cause destruction and havoc inside the world, in this unfair world. On the other side, Naruto was strolling inside his village with his wife, as both of them went inside the classic ramen place, the Ichiraku Ramen, owned by Ichiraku himself, as his son was being born at the time. His name was Tenoichi as well, as he said, hello Ichiraku-san, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, Hokage-sama. It seems you and your wife are here for another bowl. Can I get a tomato ramen, please? Hi, Madara-sama. What do you want, Naruto-sama? Enough with Sama, Ichiraku-san. It's getting weird. Well, you are our Hokage and our leader, so it is already compulsory for us to respect you, isn't it? Naruto just ground at that. His wife and Ichiraku himself chuckled at that. After, however, chatting with him for a bit and eating their bowls and having their fill, they finally paid and left to stroll some more in the village. As they were walking, three blurs passed by everyone and tackled Naruto to the ground. As his Anbu was alerted, but Naruto looked at them and signaled them to stay away. As he smiled at the three blurs, it was Hiruzen Sarutobi, Koharu, and Tamura, his two friends, the Hiruzen Squad, or as they like to call themselves. As Naruto then got up, chuckling. So, what is Hiruzen Squad doing here? Boss, you have to train us! Please! We want to become awesome shinobi like you. As Hamura then said, Hey, Hiruzen, we should respect him. He's the first Hokage, remember? As Naruto then chuckled. You have to show me and prove me that you are strong and worthy enough to become a shinobi. As Hiruzen then made a hand seal, much to Naruto's surprise, and created two solid copies of his clones. I taught you the Bunshin, but not the Shadow clone. Well, I saw that. You making the seal and replicated it. Awesome to be able to do that. Yes, quite awesome indeed, husband. He was able to replicate a move similar to that of Uchiha's, but without our dojutsu. That is quite a feat in its own way. Being complimented by the first Hokage was one thing, but being complimented by Madara was a whole new level, because she never complimented anyone outside her family, or except her husband. As Naruto chuckled, you think highly of them. Yes, they do deserve praise. Thank you, said Koharu, Madara-sama. As Madara just grunted, as an Uchiha would, as Naruto just sighed. As then he said, after thinking a bit, I think it's time for me to step down. He said to his wife, who looked at him quite intrigued. What do you mean, Naruto? Well, you see that I've been thinking that I want to spend time with my family and want to train some students as my own, as a team. So I think it's time for me to step down. The world is already at peace, so not like a war is going on or anything. True. So who are you going to name? Second Hokage. I was thinking about you, but then there will be no point of us staying together if you'll be tied in the workload. So I was thinking maybe Izumi-chan or maybe, Hashirama-ni-san. That old buffoon will be good. Wait, you don't want Izumi-chan to become the Hokage? No, she's happy with Tobi. As much as I'm surprised by this, but yes. I don't want to interfere in my sister's love life. After she got it, finally getting over her hatred, she said with a little bit of thought, as Naruto agreed, and called on to his Anbu commander, who was with him. He was none other than Tobirama Senju himself, who also heard about this. Tobirama, you can speak freely now. You're not off duty for me. Nissan, what are you thinking? We still need you. The village needs you. You can't just abandon your responsibilities. Tobirama, I'm not abandoning my responsibility. It's just that it's time for me to pass this on to the next person who is capable enough to handle this job and lead village into most prosperousness. Not like we're going into a war or anything. True, but still we need you. You're our staple of this village. You are the only one who was able to convince many other clans. Not only that, you also convinced other villages to form an alliance with us and become our allies. That is why we are at peace. The whole elemental nation is at peace because of you. They all worship you. And you are here doing this, abandoning your title, just so you can spend some time alone with your family? You're already doing it. Aren't the village as a whole your family? They are, but I want to spend some time with my family. I want to spend some time with Madra and maybe have a child of her own. Well, talking about the child, Mother said with a blush, I'm pregnant. Wait, what? Naruto said, taking a shocked look on his face and looking towards his wife. And then his shock turned into a smile. Well, you heard her. I'm not taking any no for an answer, and I'm not wasting any more moment. Call Hashirama, please, and gather the council. After half an hour inside the council chamber, Naruto announced that he will be retiring and passing the title on to Hashirama. Izumi declined herself. Tobirama was also surprised by this. Time skip, 5 years later. We see little Itachi, a 2-year-old Itachi that his mother brought, and his mother bringing him to his father, who was training his team, Team 7, which consisted of Hiruzen Sarutobi, Hamura, and Koharu, and another odd genin named Danzo, as well, as they were already past tuning levels and were entering the tuning exams at the time. As Naruto then said to them, Stop, take rest, everyone. Good job, Naruto said, as everyone sighed and rested. Nay, Sensei, do you think we're ready? Hiruzen asked, and Danzo and everyone looked towards Naruto, as Naruto thought, well, you are. I'm proud to say that you are able to, if you try, pass the Jonin exams as well, but I won't tell you to do it now. You should take your time, and after fully recovering from Chunin exams and training some more, you should do it. As everyone nodded, after seeing his wife and his son coming towards them, and 2 other figures as well, he said them, You are dismissed, you can leave now. As everyone nodded and left via Sunshin, as his brother Tobirama alongside his wife Izumi Uchiha and his wife and son Madara and Itachi walked outside in the clearing. Itachi was a boy who had a blonde hair and black eyes, and 2 scar-like marks on his face, as all of them walked towards Naruto. After explaining how they were visiting, Naruto then said, So let me get this straight. You created a seal to imprison a person for a limited amount of time. Yeah, mainly a day, Nissan. And you wanted me to be the test subject. Well, yes. Why? Naruto asked. Or mainly Madara asked for him. I don't mind. Shut up, husband. Let your wife do the talking here. Hi, Naruto said. As Tobirama then began to explain how Naruto is strong enough to break the seal if anything goes wrong, and it should only work for a day, because he and Izumi were the one who created it, as both were Inanbus and seal specialists as well. As Madara nodded at that, and Naruto tried. Madara was reluctant, but let her husband try. As after kissing his son and reassuring his wife, Naruto got into a clearing and opened the scroll. After opening it, something weird happened. Naruto was engulfed and gone. Time passed, from a day to a week. Madara was enraged, so much that she shut herself off with her son and trained him secretly to become strong, much stronger than anyone in the village. She let go of herself, was engulfed by hatred and sorrow of losing her husband and may never seeing him again. She kept the scroll close to her. The whole village was devastated. The whole elemental nation was devastated at such a loss like that of a fine shinobi, powerful comrade, and none other than their friend, who taught them a way to look over past their mistakes and hatred. As time went by, it had already been 21 years. Itachi was 20 years of age already. Madara had grown older, but didn't look older because of a genjutsu that she put on herself, similar to that of Mito. As she called her son to her room, as both of them were sitting there. It was night time already. What did you call me here for, mother? Itachi, I'm going to get straight to the point. I'm going to betray the whole village and the clan. I'm going to avenge your father by destroying this cursed village who took it away from us. Mother, are you mad? Itachi said, having enough of 20 years of his mother's hatred. You want to destroy our father's legacy? Just because you lost him? I lost him that day too. So did uncles and everyone else. Don't call them your uncles. It was because of your uncle and aunt that we lost your father. No, mother. He was willing to do this. And uncle was afraid and ashamed of what he did. And he feels sorry as well. He's still searching. I am helping him. We will find a way. For how much longer should we suffer? So it seems you have chosen your path. You will stay with the village, it seems. Yes, mother, I will. Then I will leave with my husband, she said as she got up and got the scroll in her hand. As she was walking away, Itachi threw a ninja wire at the scroll and shoved it straight through Madara's hand and into his own. As Madara stopped and looked back, her eyes into Mangekyou Sharingan, enraged. Give me that scroll back, boy. No, it is my father's scroll. I will not give you back. As after a minute or so, they both started to battle against each other in taijutsu, both covering each other's weaknesses and corners. You are a scum, Itachi. How could you betray your family over them? They were the ones who took your father away from us. No, mother. You are the one who is overcome and clouded your judgment by hatred. I will not let you destroy father's legacy or his last hope of survival. As both of them were fighting, both of them shed blood as the blood dropped by both of them, mixing into one blood drop onto the scroll, was opened on its own into the floor. As there was a large poof, and Naruto was standing there. Nothing happened. Hey Tobirama, wait, what? Where am I? And it seems it's already night time. I guess it worked, Naruto said to himself as the fighting was halted. After a minute, Naruto turned around to see a woman who looked like his wife, but much older, and his son? Just fighting the woman? Who were holding each other's throats. Wait. Naruto then cleared his thoughts. Itachi? Madara? What are you doing? Why are you fighting with each other? As without a second word, Madara tackled him to the ground, hugging him like a last lifeline, while crying and sighing in relief that her husband was finally back. Her light was finally back into the darkness. As Naruto pulled her out of her own darkness. At the time, she let go of her hatred. As they were all happy now. After consulting some more of his wife and his wife crying for 1.5 hours more, she finally fell asleep on his chest. Her tears finally dried and a small smile came across on her face. Naruto just sighed as he looked towards his son who was standing there. Come here, Itachi. Tojan, it's good to see you and have you back, Itachi said. Come here, give your old man a hug. As Itachi finally let go of his fake it, as he cried, as he hugged his father. Welcome back, Tojan. God knows how much we missed you. I know, little Itachi sure did miss his Tojan, and I sure missed you both. But shouldn't we inform everyone? Not now. We should rest, and let them rest as well. Tomorrow is a new day, and we will tell them then. As finally Itachi realized, and for the first time rested alongside his mother. He had had a tough life before his father vanished. He was a happy child, but when he did, he had to grow up fast. He had to take care of his mother and himself. It was like the whole world was against him. As Itachi was level-headed, he never let his hatred grow for his uncles about his father. He was also helping them to, help his father come back. Because they knew that much that the time was stopped inside, but they didn't know for how much longer the seal will hold him. And now his father was back. He could be a child again, but he had already grown up. but he knew that he felt light, like a huge weight was lifted from his shoulders that he didn't knew he was holding. As they all fell asleep peacefully, like a family, after 20 years of suffering. Next morning, Naruto woke up groaning as he saw that the bed was empty. He heard a humming sound from the kitchen and smiled. It was his wife who was humming as the day they were married, after they fell in love. Naruto came down and said, "Good morning, everyone." As he saw Itachi, who was sitting and eating his breakfast, as he smiled, "Good morning, father." "Wow, Itachi, you're in Anbu?" "Huh, yes, I'm an Anbu commander. My code name is Bizo." "I see, good to know. I'm damn proud of you, son. You've grown so much. I wish I could be there for you, but I will be now, I promise." "You better be," said Madara herself, as she brought Naruto his favorite breakfast: eggs, bacon, sausages, and a bowl of ramen as well, alongside a little bit of tomatoes. As they all ate and laughed and, well, reconnected of what went by, they all walked towards the Hokage Tower now. As Naruto was getting surprised looks by everyone, but the new generation didn't recognize who he was. He recognized him as a stone-faced guy from the Hokage monument, as they were asking their parents, who had tears in their eyes because they heard of what was the fate of their first Hokage after he retired. As they all walked inside the council chamber, because a meeting was held, the whole council was surprised to see them as a whole. Tobirama apologized by bowing in front of everyone as he cried, as Naruto hugged his brother, also shedding some tears and saying that it wasn't his fault, he didn't know any better. And Madara also apologized to everyone because she blamed them, as they all forgave and forget each other about the past, what happened, and started anew. Hashirama was also crying anime tears after seeing his brother. Naruto was surprised to see that Tobirama was old and was about to pass the mantle to yet another Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, who was his student. When his students arrived, they were quite surprised but happy to see their sensei being back. Naruto was damn proud of his students. They had become Jonins, heck, even S-rank shinobis in the bingo books. And when they were reconnecting and having fun, Naruto met with his, well, grandniece, who was none other than Tsunade Senju. She was a shy girl, but when she met Naruto, she was mesmerized at how he held an ear to him. She now had a role model, and Naruto was surprised to see that she was being trained by Hiruzen himself. Naruto was quite happy about that, and quite surprised to see Hiruzen's new look as well, who had a goatee now. As Naruto then thought, "Man, I wish I could grow beard." "Well, sensei, you are stuck there for 20 years. Give yourself a time and you might grow some." Yeah, monkey," said Tobirama. "Wait, monkey? Yes, I had monkey summons. I also learned the taijutsu, that is why..." "Well, Tobirama sensei calls me monkey." "Sensei? Yes, well, you see, after you were stuck," they said with a little bit of sadness in their voice. "Tobirama sensei took us in and trained. Yeah, I thought it was the only way I could repay you, Nissan, until you get back." "Thanks, Toby. I'm damn proud of you all. You have grown so much. You too, Danzo." "Thanks, Sensei. Thank you for your praise. But I can sense that you have also grown a little bit of hatred." As he flinched, "Don't worry, I'm not going to, well, bother you with my lectures. But remember this, hatred will lead to war, and war will lead to death, and that will cause the whole cycle of hatred to, well, revolve again. That has been stopped for more years, I hope so. Yes, there isn't any war happening anymore. There was no war after you became the Hokage. In your respect, everyone didn't start a war. They kept on the peace treaty and, well, we all prospered and trained and exchanged techniques. The Chunin exam has become a way to show off shinobis for each village." "So they did, huh?" "Yes, Tsunade-chan over here, alongside her teammates Jiraiya and Orochimaru, are going to enter as well. Hope you'll be there to see that, Sensei." "Yeah, I love to see my grandniece doing and performing," as she blushed, and Naruto patted her head. As he then turned towards Itachi and said, "Didn't you, well, gone off to duty, son? No, father, I took the day off. I was just there to tell them that my father just came home, so I'll be taking a leave. And everyone, well, knew who my father was, so they were surprised. And they all are here to meet you. Wait, what? As the dragon walked towards him, the new dragon, who was also an Uchiha, and surprisingly, it was Izumi Uchiha, Tobirama's wife. Hello, Hokage-sama, it's good to see you. Izumi-chan? Wow, you've grown up and grown old, as he was bonked on the head by none other than Madara. Don't get me started. You just go on and get yourself stuck there for 20 years. Now you come back and say that we are all old? Lucky for you, you were stuck. Because you are here, you will be old too. Ma, I'm an old man too, remember? No, you're still like, what, 25? While we are all, what, 45 now? Gomenasai, but you still look beautiful, Madara-chan. You don't need to worry about that. As she blushed, as everyone chuckled at that. As then Tobirama announced that he will be stepping down from the Hokage duty and giving it to Hiruzen Sarutobi, the fourth Hokage of Konohagakure no Sato. As Hiruzen was surprised by this, as time went by, an year has passed and everything was going back to normal. The village or the elemental nations were happy and celebrated Naruto's return, but the Akatsuki were mad because the thorn in their path has yet returned once again, and they were now going to attack Konoha. As they all rushed towards Konoha on one fateful day, when it was time for Itachi to get married to his love of his life, Mikoto Namikaze. His Naruto was crying as well, as Madara was there consoling him. I missed my son's life, and now I'm here after 1 year just to celebrate his wedding. I missed so much of his life, Madara-chan. Dear husband, calm yourself down. He's not going anywhere. Plus, I'm sure our grandchildren will be happy to have you in their life. Yes, I know, but still. As Naruto cried, Madara just sighed and rolled her eyes. Her husband, sometimes she forgot, was a drama queen. Anyways, after the whole marriage was done, suddenly a boom was heard at the main gate as every shinobi rushed towards there and saw the Akatsuki. All of the senjus and the Uchihas and rest of the clans engaged in the battle. Naruto and Hashirama took down the Rinnegan wielder with their senjus combined and released 2 wood golems to attack the remaining Akatsuki, mainly the bomber, Dai himself, as Dai was squashed by the punches of the golems and killed by being squashed like a bug. Kakazu was taken care of by Tobirama and his Raijin alongside with Izumi herself. The only remaining person remained was none other than Zetsu himself, who was about to escape when Madara said, "You were the one who was going to convince me to turn to your side so that you can help me create a world by capturing the tail beast. And my answer is here, no." She said, "Amatterus," as Zetsu's black side started to burn before it was disintegrated into nothingness. On the other side, Naruto went on to release a new attack. "Hey, I want to test this attack that I created while I was asleep inside the scroll." Naruto put his hand in the air. Suddenly, a huge ball of chakra erupted from nothingness. It was so dense that when Naruto crushed it inside the Jashin himself, the Jashin exploded into molecules. There was nothing there left of him. "May your all soul rest in peace, and may God forgive you all," Naruto said as he moved on. As he saw the black Zetsu being burned alive, and the only white remained, who was grabbed by Naruto, as Naruto then said, "What was your reason to attack?" As Madara informed what the Zetsu had told her before she was about to think of defecting, which caused everyone to flinch, because if Madara became their enemy, it will be a whole new story, because Naruto will be not there to defend anyone from her wrath. As she was called as Goddess of War inside the warfield back in her day. But that was a long time ago. But everyone knew that Madara still trained and was in tip-top condition to take down a village if she ever wanted to. And everyone shivered at the thought. As Naruto also shivered, but was happy that his wife chose to stay there, and he was lucky enough to arrive at the right time. As he then punched, White Zetsu turned him into a tree, and the tree was destroyed by black flames by Madara. So, the world was again at peace, and everyone went back to their way to enjoy the wedding. Time went by, and Hiruzen was, reigning as the fourth Hokage, and everything was normal. And it was the day when Naruto and Madara became grandparents, as their grandson was born, Minato Namikaze Senju. Naruto was happy about that, and he saw his grandson living his life and being involved in his grandson's life as well, up to till he became the fifth Hokage and the Yellow Flash as well of Konoha. He also married an Uzumaki girl named Kushina, and everything was at peace. And that destiny was fulfilled that the toad said so long ago to Jiraiya. As Jiraiya also went to the great elder toad to talk about the prophecy that he read on the great stone. Well, to his surprise, it was none other than his sensei, Naruto Senju himself, who was the child of prophecy, who has fulfilled its destiny already. Everyone was happy. Naruto was an old man with his wife still there, and he was playing with his great-grandchildren, who was named after him, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Senju Uchiha, as well as Narumi Uzumaki Namikaze Senju Uchiha. And both children were treated with respect and equally loved by all of his parents and grandparents and great-grandparents. Everything was at peace. The child of destiny has already fulfilled his destiny, and Naruto was intrigued to see how little Naruto will do in his future, as his time was now, as his was up. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, then please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha and I'm signing out. Peace.